more can I say?
Top Billin. I Top Billin, your boy, the Underground King, back again, here to bring light to your darkness. And I'm talking about this Willie Snead article. And guess what? Of course, you know it's your boy. I gotta come with multiple layers of the onion so I can peel that back just from my experience in and out of the game, whether it be playing or being in media for almost 10 years now at the professional level. I can see the game a little bit different than most. Now, this Willie Snead article here by Tyler Dunn at golongtd.com. Got to make sure you get those attributions out there when you're using someone else's material. Obviously, we'll never repost someone's full article. I'm just taking excerpts here, stuff that stood out to me. Now, I can see this from all sides of the coin. Your man Willie Snead here playing for the Ravens after playing for the New Orleans Saints there. That is a sharp change, right? That's a drastic change, no doubt about that. But what the fuck did you think was going to happen? Do you not watch football, dude? Do you watch football or do you skim it, right? I'm going to say he skims it because even in some of the stuff that he was saying here, it doesn't make sense to me if you actually watch the Baltimore Ravens just last season. Now, I'm not going to totally dismiss what Willie Snead is saying because he's one of those guys, like if he was in Drew Hill, he would be this guy. Don't nobody know who the fuck that guy is. Nobody will ever remember that dude, right? We know Cisco and we know Nokia. The rest of them dudes are rotating cast members. Case in point, 25 years later, who the hell are those guys to the left and right of Cisco and Nokia? Nobody knows. But Drew Hill is still worth mentioning because of Cisco and Nokia. He is a rotating cast member. That's what Baltimore's about. Wide receivers are going to more than likely be a rotating cast, at least under this iteration. You know why? Because this is an organizational thing. This has nothing to do with Greg Roman. John Harbaugh runs this organization from that standpoint as far as philosophy goes. He's the one that wants a hard-nosed team that's able to battle in the playoffs. And usually those teams end up being your better teams in the NFL, which Baltimore is. You cannot front on that. Winning the Super Bowl and being competitive year in and year out are two totally different things. Not everyone's built to win the Super Bowl every year. The Patriots did it, no doubt about that, every year, every other year or whatever like that, but that's not the norm, right? That's an aberration, if anything. So even great coaches like Sean Payton, who he mentioned, they're no better in New Orleans than Baltimore is. As a matter of fact, I love me some New Orleans Saints. That's who my career started off covering, is the New Orleans Saints. I covered that team for multiple years, and I used to always remark that finesse shit looked good up until they ran into teams like who? Baltimore and San Francisco. That finesse shit can only go so far sometimes, man. You got to be able to compete along the line of scrimmage, and that's what Baltimore is about. So Willie Snead, remember, he's that guy in Drew Hill that nobody remembers, but that doesn't mean we can't take his words for what it's worth. This stood out to me. So he said it was a night and day difference between Greg Roman and Sean Payton's offense. Now, saying that's is like saying water is wet. Two totally different styles of operating and two totally different style of coaches. But you can only go so far to me with your comments when you say stuff like this that does not make sense to me, because you have to tell the entire story. So they asked him, what's the night and day difference? Snead says a lot more motion, shifting, trying to create matchups. Get those one-on-one matchups in space. I know Sean wasn't big into play action off the run game, but he'll get into that empty set and go 5 wide and start throwing different types of concepts at you. That makes defenses start to bite, and here comes a wide open hole across the middle. Where did we see that at last year? Oh, yeah, we saw it with the Baltimore Ravens. My man, is this not a 5 wide empty set that was meant to draw a one-on-one matchup? And in this one game alone, they went to the empty set ad nauseum. Remember, I came back in the film study after, and I was like, what the fuck type of Baltimore Ravens offense was that? The shit was pure spread. Look, you got plus splits. You got damn near a numbers grip out here, 5 receiver set. What is this? come on, man. You can't just talk to talk, right? I understand your plight, but it is what it is. You got to at least give Greg Roman credit for an evolution, even if albeit one season or whatever you want to call it. Last year, he was doing a lot of the shit that this dude said that he wasn't doing. So you have a smash concept here at the top of the screen. You're going to have a fade route here on the backside here. A little bit of a quick curl here. But here's where the cheese is made here. You got Hollywood with an in-breaking route. You have, of course, to draw some attention here, you got my man Mark Andrews, the best tight end in the league. He's drawing the attention. Everybody's shooting at him, which leaves my man Devin Duve right here in the back to get that one-on-one matchup. I mean, reality sets in. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. And guess where it was from? The slot. It was from the slot too, so that adds insult to injury right there. You can see them come off here on the pool, and you can see Mark Andrews drawing all that attention there. And then this route right here gets the safety flat-footed. Of course, we know Devin Duvernay can go, but look at the safety. He's flat-footed, and then all three of these guys go with Mark Andrews. There's your matchup right there. Perfect. Come on, man. Yet another empty set, although be it an empty possession. Nobody open here. You can see him escape out the back door, try to shoot that bad boy to the corner there. But just because you're going empty doesn't mean you're going to have success. Listen, a brand of football is just a brand of football. Success is the key, right? There are a lot of people throwing the ball all around the yard aren't having that much success. The Baltimore Ravens have had plenty of success moving the chains by way of the ground and by way of quick hitting plays to get yards after the catch and everything like that. This is cool, but if it's not successful, then you're just doing shit just to do it. So we see here they have success in and out of these sets right there. But to say that they're not doing it, obviously he wouldn't know last year. Is he really paying attention to the Ravens like that? No, he's playing on a different team. He's playing on the Raiders. Once again, here's an empty set, and it's a little bit different. This time you have 1+ split. You're working in the middle of the field, but you have 1+ split and one pretty much a numbers grip, and they're running a levels concept. Now, you'll get a flat route here. You'll get a block and release by Project Pat Ricard here. You'll get, I believe, an in-breaking route out here. And then, of course, you got a kind of a mid-curl here. Then you got Hollywood running a deep post. There you go. And he's going from the slot. What the fuck is Willie Snead talking about? That could have been Willie Snead, right? If he was still on the team and he's playing in the slot, that would have been him going to get this right here. This was a fantastic play, fantastic concept. Out of an empty set, Hollywood got my man spun like a dreidel and went out and got that thing. Look at that. Pulled it in, hauled it in. That shit was hard. Once more again on that right there. The protection held up finally, and Lamar able to drill that thing in there. Great catch by Hollywood. Great throw by Lamar. Great concept by Greg Roman. Give that man credit where credit is due. Now, we know where this stems from. Obviously, it's from Hollywood Brown. Willie Snead trying to feed into this Hollywood Brown shit and everyone trying to pile on. But none of these dudes are number one receivers. What did I tell you? Rotational cast members of Drew Hill. That's what Hollywood Brown is. He's a high-level member, more like the Cat Jazz, but a rotational member nonetheless. Now, if you got guys and they're shooting you these short routes here, getting you isolation routes for you to do your thing here, all predicated on you, a win now route, and it happens to fruition, drawn up perfectly, got you isolated, and Yaka, nope. Look at that man. Come on. Is that on Greg Roman? How much better would it look from the stat sheets perspective or for anybody talking about pushing the ball down the field or any of these things? This is a 4-receiver set. So 4-receiver set with a release by the running back. So pretty much empty there. And they're shooting the ball down the field. And look at this separation and everything. Throw is on point. All he has to do is grasp it and nope. That ain't on Greg Roman, man. Come on. You got to stop this bullshit, man. Look at this bunch trips here to the boundary. I love this damn concept, man. Look, you have a multi-layered concept with you got a deep over route coming by the front receiver. You have Mark Andrews coming behind that here. And then you have Hollywood Brown coming right behind that. So a multi-layered concept there. And Hollywood Brown once again freed up to do what? You guessed it. Back to the basket, play action fake. You can see it right there. And look, oh, another touchdown squandered. Once again, back to the basket, play action fake. And look at it right here. He's putting his hands up. You put your hands up, man. You better come up with that motherfucker. That shit is cold. Look at that. Absolutely perfectly ran route. Very unconventional. And all for naught. Yeah, you see Willie Snead talking about any of that? That's not scheming it up. Yet another empty formation here, but you can see nothing open. Lamar tries to create with his feet. Man, I could go on and on about this right here. But here's the real. Now, listen, I'm not about to sit up here and act like Greg Roman is God's gift to the passing game, because he's not. That's not his specialty. The man came up. I remember him at Stanford with all those dope-ass tight ends that he put into the league, and then going into San Francisco with those crazy run game concepts, working with Colin Kaepernick, and we can see a lot of the same stuff come to fruition with the tight ends in Baltimore and with the run game stuff. But you have to say that last year was a little bit different with the passing game, and had Lamar stayed healthy the entire season, look at this. They had the 6th ranked offense, man, without Lamar playing, 4 or 5 games or something like that? Think about that. The passing yardage at 3,900 yards as a team. If Lamar plays the entire time, man, I'm thinking 4,200 yards for Lamar, man. And if Hollywood catches some of those damn passes, think about that. That adds up, right? You can't totally get on Greg Roman and stuff like if everyone else is not pulling their weight as well, but they still did great in the rushing game despite what? What a patchwork offensive line, dumb injuries all up and down the backfield, season-ending injuries, the guys who didn't even play, who are difference makers, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, even a Justice Hill, and he still had the 6th ranked offense, man. So you got to call it more than just the way you see it. You got to be neutral in it. If you're trying to have some analysis, even if you play your guy like Willie Snead or whatever like that, you have to go by what they were doing last year. And with the patchwork, you can say the offense was more times than not the bright spot because the defense was letting everybody down. No doubt about that. So I want to know what you guys think about that. Matter of fact, I already know what you guys think about that. A lot of people operate as sheeple and are incapable of seeing things any differently. Like I said before, that man is not God's gift to the passing game, but you can see them starting to take the steps with the passing game, and had Lamar stay healthy, man, he was probably on his way to another MVP season and shutting everybody the fuck up. So someone tell Hollywood Brown and Willie Snead to shut the fuck up.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.